Hi guys, Mike here from KS Bushcraft Down Under. So for those of you that follow my videos know that I'm a big user of coolers and occasionally user of car fridges and stuff. So when I bought this new troop carrier, there wasn't room under the bonnet for a battery. So I built this battery box here. So this is a National Lunar box, which I've customized by adding a BC-DC charger to the back of it. So it's got two ports on the back. For the red one's for a solar input, which is charging at the moment, and the bottom one here is for a direct charge from the car battery. So I need to get a cable from the car battery to the back of the vehicle. Now, as I said, I probably only use this battery box once or twice a year. So generally trips under a week, I'll just use the cooler. It's just lighter, easier, all of the above. So for longer trips I'll use the car fridge, and it also gives me advantage because I've got sockets and USBs and on the front of this box where to charge all my equipment, so USB A's and C's, one cigarette, one Merit or Hella type plug. These are brilliant plugs, and I've still got two spare ones, so all this is fused. So I could put the power input in from here. So this vehicle, well, the AGM battery wants 14.4 volts, and this vehicle won't generate that, but that's the way we used to do it. So I had the charger from the Hilux, so I've used that on this box. So this is a good solution for me. So I won't be carrying this thing around, cooking it in the back of the car, because these batteries don't like getting hot. And I'll have to figure out the best way of bringing the cable through to power this unit. So I could use two cable kits here. The heavier one is a 50 ampere. Now the advantage of this is if something went wrong with the DC to DC charger, I could have a half a go at charging the AGM battery directly from the car battery via one of these sockets. And the other one is a 30 amp kit, so that's a kilo heavier. Weight's never a good thing, but both of those would work quite well for what I want to do. Most of the time this is going to be coiled up under the back seat, not getting used. So with this 12 volt stuff, you really need to protect it, because this is going to go directly to the battery. It's still fused, but the last thing you want is a strange electrical fault in the middle of nowhere. So convoluted tubing, grommets. So I looked online to see how guys are getting the power into the back of these troop carriers, and I found very little on it, surprisingly enough. I thought with Toyotas it would be dead easy. I've looked at the bulkhead. I'll bring you under there in a minute. There is a grommet, but it's basically right above the fuse panel on the passenger side, and that's not a brilliant idea. And this is going to be a big hole. So I'm not keen on drilling if I don't have to, especially for something that's only going to be used occasionally. So this grommet is 19mm in the middle, so it'll fit that through perfectly. 24 for the hole size, and 33 is the outer diameter. So I could also use two layers of this stuff and put 15 inside, and well, it's a perfect fit for the big boy. Sloppy on the small one and give it double protection. So I'm thinking about coming through one of the floor plugs. So there's some on the passenger floor, and I think that may be the easiest path without me drilling a big ass hole in this car. So we'll have a look under the bonnet and we'll have a look underneath. Okay guys, I'm sorry to go handheld here. So there is the battery, so easy access to an earth point. Under that cover there, I can get access. Looks like there's already a terminal there for it, which is really handy. Now, this being the new model, it's got this gap down here. That's the cable of my UHF radio there. So running along there, out of the way of everything, towards the firewall. So down there what you guys can see down there, but I can actually see the floor. So it's pretty crowded down here, but if I can get you guys in there. Now, right in the center of the screen there is a little plug. Now it's too small for my finger, but if I strip the cable back to just the active, I could probably get the smaller one of the two through. But I think I'm going to go down the panel here. So under the footwell here, there's a fuse box. So if I came in up on the firewall, I could be risking introducing water getting splashed around, which is not a great idea. So around about where the end of that Max Trax sign is the floor plug. So I'll show you underneath. So up there, you can almost see the wiring from the accessory box. So that oval shaped receiver there is designed for one of these little captive nut plugs. I don't know if I can buy those. So if I'm coming down here, there's the first one at the top of the footwell, and there's the second one just above the center of the steps. So if I come up through here, then along. I looked at these ones, but these plugs here, and this is a captive panel, so I thought it would go straight up there. That would be too easy. Right guys, I decided to go with the larger cable. So it's all in tubing. I've wrapped the front half so I get inside of the car. So when you're messing with 12 volt, make sure everything's well insulated. So that's the job there, and we shall find our pathway through the vehicle and up through the floor. Right guys, I'm inside the body. So I've come through the floor plug. Now I couldn't use the grommet I bought. I need a slightly bigger, drill that hole out. And that's triple insulated, that tube, so it's probably fine. Now if I can get this carpet to sit down, that's us in the car. Alright guys, it's all back in place. There's a slight bulge here where it comes up, but otherwise it's all tucked in neat. Now I do need to buy a much bigger step drill. I want to put a rubber grommet where it passes through the bodywork, just to be on the safe side. So I'll take some pictures underneath and show you how I've routed the cable. Alright, so there she is going into the car. So I've cable tied it around the step bracket and cable tied it here. It's got a nice clean run up to the top of the engine bay. So there's a bit of an edge here. I need to put something on that, and I'll make a nice hoop bracket off these bolts. Right guys, there we are. So what I've done, I've actually threaded it through these risers on this 2024 Land Cruiser, because it's got a gap here, which is really handy for keeping the cable out of the way. So there is my leads to the battery. They're not connected at the moment, so I've got to disconnect the cable again to put the grommet in. So there we are there. So I've threaded it all the way through and straight down the fender well. I don't think you guys can see down there, but anyway, it's a good run. So guys, that's 6 meters of cable there. Actually I thought it might have come out further. Pretty straightforward job. It'll allow me to move my battery anywhere I want in the back of the vehicle. Also my air compressor is mounted behind the jack plate in there, so I can change the cabling on that and save a bit of weight there, because it does have enough cable to reach the battery, which you won't need to once this cable is live. Well guys, that's just about it. So I do have to buy a step drill for this big grommet. I'll be much happier with this grommet around the floor pan. Now it's convoluted tubing and it's wrapped with tape, so it's got 2 layers before it even hits the insulation of the hot wire, but I would be happier with that floor grommet in place. So I'll have to pull the cable back through and step drill it out. And it's weekend at the moment. I hate going to Bunnings on the weekend. So pretty pleased with it all. Now if this content helps you out and saves you a lot of time and faffing around, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.